Prepare to discover the one thing that people don't tell you about a beautiful piano performance. It's not about flawless technique, it's about weaving a narrative that moves people. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do storytelling and show real emotion in your piano playing. Hi, my name's Rebecca and welcome to my piano studio. I'm so glad that you're here. Today, when we talk about storytelling and playing the piano with emotion, I'm going to share with you some different chords that are powerful in the key of F major, so that when you put them together in basically any order, they're going to sound amazing. When you first start out, you may just feel like you're plunking chords, and that's usually a problem. But then the more that you learn and you learn these different techniques about how to weave a story into your playing, by the end of this video, you will be playing something that is absolutely touching to yourself and to anybody who will be listening. So come over to the piano. I would love to show you how to do this. So today we mentioned that we are going to be playing in the key of F major. So let's look at what the key signature is for the key of F major. So for the key of F major, we are playing between an F and an F, and there are all white notes except for one, and that note is the B. So instead of playing the B, we're going to play the black note that's right to the left of it, which is this one, and this is called a B flat. So we'll skip over the B and play from F to F. Now, whenever we start improvisation, in a new key especially, we want to play the scale. It doesn't matter if you don't know the scale fingering. You can just use one finger, just to get our ears used to the new scale and that we know which white notes and black notes to play. So here we are starting on the F. We're going to play all of the white notes up to the B flat, skip the B, and then continue on to F. Here's the B flat, skip the B, now that we know the key of F major, we are going to look at a couple of the different chords in F major. And I love these four chords because they are almost available in any order and they're going to sound great. So the first chord, and this is probably the most important because this is built on the first note of the scale, this is the F major chord. So to form the first chord, I'll just show you how to form the first one. We go up 3 notes, 1, 2, 3. That leads us to an A, and then 5 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's a C. So if you put all 3 of those together, that forms our first chord, which is our number 1 chord, F, A, C, or F major. So now we're going to go up to the second note of the scale, which is one of our next chords, and that is the G. So if we build a triad on top of that one, and remember this one has the B flat in it, so it's G, B flat, and D, that is a G minor. That is our number 2 chord. So far our choices are number 1 chord, F major, or number 2 chord, G minor. Now we're going to go up to our 6th chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a D. Now I'm going to go down to this one just so that we can see it a little bit better. But we build a triad on this one, and we have D, F, and A. That's another minor chord, and that is a D minor. It's our 6th chord. And our last chord that we're going to choose from today is our 5 chord, or our dominant chord. So from F, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's a C. I'll take this C. We build a triad, and that is a C major. So here are our 4 choices of chords today for our chord progression. We're going to have a 1 chord, or F major, 2 chord, G minor, 6 chord, D minor, or 5 chord, C major. Write this down and you can go through F, G minor, D minor, C, and then end on F every single time. But sometimes after a while that gets a little bit boring with just doing the same loop. So you can try doing them in different orders and see how they sound. And And as long as you always land on the F major, our number 1 chord, it's going to sound like it's a complete loop. So try different patterns and see what you like best. Or let's try a different one, see how that sounds. That way it opens up a whole lot of creativity when you're putting your hands together.
Now in this video today, I'm going to leave the creative portion up to you. Things like how you do left hand patterns, how you create the sound, adding right hand fills, things like that. The goal today is to help you feel the emotion behind the chord progression, and I'm going to help you learn how to do that. Don't worry, next week I'm going to be posting a follow-up video where we dive a little bit deeper into this chord progression, and I will talk about things like rhythmic changes and left hand and right hand patterns, how to add fills, how to make it sound great in both hands. So make sure that you stay tuned till next week's video as well.
But now we're going to move on to how to tell our story. One of the best ways that you can tell a story is with dynamics. So we can play very softly on the piano with a light touch, or we can play loudly with a heavier touch. Both of those create different emotions in us. So when we have a story in our head of what we're going to do, we're going to make this go from soft to loud and then soft again. I'm going to give you 2 examples of playing just a simple F chord and some notes around the F chord. And I'm going to play it all the same. And then I'm going to show you how I'm going to make this chord come alive with dynamics. So here's playing it all the same. All right, that was all the same. And now I'm going to start quiet. I'm going to get louder in the middle of my phrase, and the end of my phrase, I'm going to get quieter again. So that was just one chord. So what I want you to do to practice is to go through all of your different chords this way and practice this technique. Quiet, loud, quiet. So here is our G minor. Try that with D minor. And C. So each one of the chords has this little pattern in it. Do you hear how there is a difference in emotional pull, push and pull, with this quieter, getting louder, and then quieter? This makes the sound like it is breathing. Just like each chord on the piano is breathing. It is how we speak. When we speak, we don't always just keep everything the same, because then it would be weird and we would sound like a robot. Instead, what we do is we are growing in sound, and we're getting quieter in sound, and then we're growing in sound again. And that's how we make our speech sound like we're not robots. The same thing is happening on the piano. So we're going to use our dynamics of growing for each and every single one of your chords. Now, all improvisation does not have to sound the same with the amount of notes that we're putting in at one time either. Listen to the difference between just a few notes in my right hand and a lot of notes, and tell me how each one of them makes you feel. So there weren't many notes in my right hand there. This has the same exact dynamics. However, this time I'm going to add a lot more in my right hand. That sounded very different, even though in my left hand, I was doing basically the same thing. I was using the same chords, but I was using a lot more. So if you see the difference between adding just a few notes or lots of notes, that's also going to change how we feel in a particular piece. So if you really want to grow in your piece is coming to the climax or the top of your piece, you want it to be maybe a lot of sound, a lot more in your chording, instead of just note here and note there. I'm going to teach you a word today called rubato. Rubato is basically expressive timing. This is intentional, it's not random, and it means that our tool of our metronome is not going to work. A metronome is a wonderful tool. A lot of times we use it in practice to learn how to get that internal rhythm. But with rubato, we're not going to have our entire song feel like it's robotic, because just like we were talking about the emotion of speaking and how dynamics change, we don't want to have our tempo be absolutely the same the entire time. So listen to how, as I increase the tempo in my left hand, how it's going to feel a sense of urgency. And when I slow it down, it's like we're calming down and breathing a little bit. I'm just going to use the F major chord to demonstrate this. You feel that? So as it gets quicker and faster in the left hand and the right hand, then you are feeling a sense of urgency and maybe power. And as it slows down, then you are breathing. We want to feel this as we are going throughout our piece. Before we put this all together, I want you to close your eyes and think of what inspires you. Maybe this is inspiring you in the moment of what you see out your window or what the weather is. Or maybe there's something that you need to work through in your life. I was inspired by the falling leaves in my backyard. As it's turning from summer into fall, I started thinking poetically about how life is ever changing. And at first, the leaves start to fall little by little, and then they all kind of dump down all at the same time. And it's the same with life. I want my song to kind of express this today. I want you to think of what is inspiring you right now and what your story is going to be telling. When you have that in mind, before you sit down at the piano, it is going to help you be able to be more expressive and think in these phrases and thoughts instead of as a robot and just playing what is on the page in front of you. So because we are thinking poetically, we're thinking less like robots, so we're thinking like humans, and we're thinking of this story. We're going to now take this chord progression, and instead of doing everything in order like we have been doing, you're going to have the choice between the 1 chord, 2 chord, 6 chord, and 5 chord. As long as we start and end on an F, it's going to sound beautiful. Because of having that freedom, it allows us to think less. So now we're going to put all 3 of these techniques together. So we have our dynamics, our rubato, and our tempo, and the amount of notes that we are using to change up how our song sounds. Remember that my piece is not going to sound like your piece, and that is the beauty of playing the piano without having anything written down in front of you. We're not copying one another. I am simply trying to inspire you to create a story all on your own. I would love to hear about your progress, about how your chord progression sounds and what your story is about. So I hope that in this rendition of what I'm going to call the falling leaves, that you will be able to hear what has inspired me.
Playing with emotion isn't something that just the great performers can do. This is something that you can practice and get better at the more and more you sit down at the piano. I hope that your practice time is full of joy. I hope that you're able to gain extreme fulfillment in sitting down at the piano and making beautiful music every single time you practice. Let me know if there's anything you'd love for me to dive a little bit deeper into, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Keep practicing.